Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are diving into something that can be an absolute game changer for living with sickle cell disease, and that's nutrition. We're going to build what I like to call the Sickle Cell Power Plate, a super simple visual guide to fueling your body the right way. So let's get right into it. So this is probably the first question on your mind, right? We all know that diet isn't a cure, but can what you eat truly make a difference in how you feel day to day when you're managing sickle cell? The answer is a huge, definite yes. The right foods can absolutely help you manage complications, boost your immune system, and just, improve your overall well-being. So let's lay out that game plan, starting with the basics. Okay, first things first, let's get into the why. See, when you're living with sickle cell, your body is basically working overtime 24/7. It's burning through way more energy to constantly produce new red blood cells and to fight off inflammation. That extra demand makes getting the right nutrition not just helpful, but absolutely critical. And, the stakes here are really high. One of the toughest parts of SCD is the pain crisis. And look at this. One of the biggest triggers is something as simple as dehydration. That's where what you eat and drink becomes your first line of defense. For real. So what do we need in our nutritional toolkit? I want you to think of these less as strict rules and more like the essential building blocks you need to create a really strong, healthy foundation. These are your four cornerstones, the absolute must-haves. First, folate. It's vital because it helps your body make those new red blood cells it's always working on. Hydration, well, we just saw how important that is. It's non-negotiable for helping to prevent pain crises. Then you've got protein, which is like your body's repair crew. And finally, balanced meals to give your high-energy body the steady fuel it needs to keep going. All right, next up is what I call the protective shield. Think of these nutrients as your personal bodyguards. Vitamin C from things like oranges and tomatoes keeps your immune system tough. Vitamin D is there for your bone health. Zinc, which you can get from pumpkin seeds and nuts, is so important for growth and immunity. And get this, some research suggests magnesium might actually help reduce cell sickling. How cool is that? Okay, now I need you to lean in for this one because this is a super important point that can be really confusing. For most types of anemia, you hear, take iron. But for sickle cell disease, it's often the exact opposite. Because of frequent blood transfusions, iron can actually build up to dangerous levels in the body. So adding more could do more harm than good. So here is the bottom line, and I really can't say this strongly enough. Never, ever take iron supplements unless your doctor, who knows your specific levels, tells you to. This is a huge safety issue. All right, let's shift gears to the really fun part. We've talked about the why, so now let's get into the what to eat. This is your official yes list, all the amazing, delicious foods you want to be adding to your plate. And look how easy this can be. Leafy greens like spinach are just packed with that folate we were talking about. Beans and lentils, they're like a triple threat. They've got protein, folate, and magnesium. Oranges give you that awesome vitamin C boost for your immune system. Bananas pack in the magnesium. And whole grains like oats give you that nice steady energy to get through the day. And the list keeps going with even more powerhouses. You've got nuts and seeds for healthy fats and zinc. Fish like salmon is amazing because it has omega-3s, which are fantastic for fighting inflammation. Dairy products bring protein and vitamin D to the table. And of course, number 10 here is maybe the most important food group of all, plenty of fluids. Water, coconut water, soups, they all count towards staying hydrated. Now, just as important as knowing what to add to your plate is knowing what to be a little mindful of. So let's talk about a few foods to approach with a bit of caution. And the key phrase here is reduce, not remove. This is not about feeling deprived or like you can never have your favorite things. It's just about making some smart choices to cut back on stuff that can cause inflammation or make you tired so you can feel your absolute best. So here's the quick rundown. Be mindful of highly processed foods that are loaded with salt and unhealthy fats. Sugary drinks can just make fatigue and inflammation worse. And remember what we said about dehydration? Well, alcohol and too much salt are two of the biggest culprits that can dehydrate you fast. Okay, so we've covered a lot of theory. Now, let's make it real. Let's put this all together into a daily meal blueprint that you can actually use. Just take a look at this sample day. Does this look like a restrictive diet? No way. It's balanced, it's delicious, and it's full of all those power foods we just talked about. We've got oats with banana and nuts for breakfast, a great lunch of dal, rice, and spinach, a simple yogurt snack, and a fantastic dinner. This is totally doable. So to make it even easier to remember, here's your 4-step daily checklist. 1. Hydrate first. Make water your priority, aiming for 8 to 10 glasses. 2. Build balanced meals. Make sure you've got a protein, some veggies, and a whole grain on your plate. 3. Focus on folate. Get those leafy greens or beans in there regularly. And 4. Actively avoid your triggers. Limit the junk food, and again, never let yourself get dehydrated. And finally, this is so important. This explainer is a great starting point, a fantastic game plan, but it is not a substitute for talking to a professional. Your body is totally unique, so working with your doctor or a dietitian is the absolute best way to create a plan that's perfectly tailored for you. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Don't feel like you have to change everything all at once. Just think about your very next meal. What is one simple power food from this list that you can add to your plate to start building that strength right now?